Good morning, students. In the previous session, I had worked out some problems in which I made use of the properties of the inverse trigonometric function. In today's class also, I am making use of the fourth property in particular, which says that tan inverse x plus tan inverse y equal to tan inverse of x plus y over 1 minus xy. And most of the problems I am using that particular property to arrive at the right hand side. So all of them I am proving means I start with the left hand side and show that it is equal to the right hand side. Now this is the first problem. Tan inverse 1 by 2 plus tan inverse 1 by 3 should be equal to pi by 4. Now let me start with the left hand side. Here tan inverse half plus tan inverse of 1 by 3. Tan inverse 1 by 2 plus tan inverse of 1 by 3. By the property 4, we know the result already, that is tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equal to tan inverse of x plus y divided by 1 minus x into y. Okay, now I am using this property. In the place of x I am having 1 by 2, in the place of y it is 1 by 3. So let me apply that property directly here. It is tan inverse of x plus y, that is half plus 1 by 3 divided by 1 minus x into y, that is 1 by 2 into 1 by 3. Now let me make the arithmetical calculation here. Tan inverse of, I take the LCM for both the numerator denominator, which is 6. So here 2 3s are 3 1s are 3 2s are 2 1s. Denominator also the LCM is 6. So it is 6 into 1 minus 1. First let me cancel this one and simplify the remaining part. Tan inverse of 5 divided by 5, that is on cancellation it becomes tan inverse of 1, that would be equal to pi by 4. Since we know that tan inverse 1, which is a standard value, is equal to the angle 45 degrees or pi by 4, which is the right hand side. It is usually a 2-mark question here. First you write this one and then simplifying you get 1 mark, and after writing the first simplification, writing the exact value showing that it is equal to the right hand side, that gives you the other mark. Whenever the problem is having it for a 2-mark question, usually some 3 to 4 steps would be there. First 2 steps 1 mark, and second and third and the fourth steps, no, it will carry 1 mark here. So this is the procedure we adopt to solve the problem. Now let me consider another problem which is almost of the same type. Here also we are proving, but in the next problem right hand side an angle is not given, it is in terms of tan inverse only. So next problem, tan inverse of half or 1 by 2 plus tan inverse of 2 by 11. Tan inverse of 2 by 11, you have to show that it is equal to tan inverse of 3 by 4. Tan inverse of 3 by 4. Now again you can look at the left hand side, it just resembles that property. Therefore using that result, again I can apply the result here. In the place of x I am having 1 by 2, in the place of y I am having 2 by 11. So using that result, it is 1 by 2 plus 2 by 11 divided by 1 minus 1 by 2 into 2 by 11. Okay, we feel like cancelling 2 here, better keep it as it is, because here also the LCM would be 22. So that here if you don't cancel, the LCM would be 22. For cancellation it would be easier. Now let me simplify taking the LCM inside the bracket. The LCM for the numerator is 22. 2 11s are 11 into 1, it is 11. 11 2s are 2 into 2, that is 4. Similarly, the LCM for the denominator is also 22. 122 times and 22 one time, it is 22 and minus 2. First you do the cancellation. Now let us simplify the remaining terms. Tan inverse of 11 plus 5, 4, that is 15. 22 minus 2, that would be equal to 20. You observe that you can do cancellation. 5 3s are 5 4s are. Hence we have tan inverse of 3 by 4. You observe that is what we wanted on the right hand side. Hence you can write it as right hand side. That is, here also when only two terms are there, when you are applying the result only once, it is usually a 2-mark question. Now another problem almost of the same type. When that result is asked for the proof, now it would be for a 3-mark question. The application of the result is usually given for a 2-mark question. Next problem, tan inverse of 2 by 11 plus tan inverse of 7 by 24. Tan inverse of 7 by 24 should be equal to tan inverse of half. Should be equal to tan inverse of half. Here also the same property I am making use. You observe it is of the form tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. X has the value 2 by 11 and y has got the value 7 by 24 in this particular problem. So let me start with the left hand side and apply the property. Tan inverse of x plus y, that is 2 by 11 plus 7 by 24. Write a bigger line here, divided by 1 minus x into y, that is 2 by 11 into 7 by 24. Now here also I told you can just cancel it 12 times, but better keep it so that the numerator has the LCM 11 into 24. Denominator also the LCM would be same, so that you can cancel it. So for simplification part it would be easier. Now let me take the LCM. Tan inverse of, here first I take the numerator. The LCM being 11 into 24 into the actual multiplication also. And here 11 24 times 24 into 2. 24 into 2 plus 24 11 times 11 into 7. 11 into 7. Now come to the denominator. There also the LCM is 11 into 24. 1 is there, so that number remains the same. 11 into 24 minus 2 sevens are, that is 2 sevens is equal to 14. Now first you do the cancellation. 11 into 24, let me do the cancellation and simplify the remaining terms here. 24 twos are, that is 48, plus 11 sevens are, that is 77. Here you do the multiplication carefully. 11 fours are 44, 4 carried. 11 twos are 22 plus 4, that would be 26. So the product is 264 minus 14. Now let us add the numerator and denominator we have to subtract. So 8 plus 7, that is 15, 1 carried, 1 plus 4 5, 5 plus 7 12. So it is 125. Denominator we have to subtract. 4 minus 4, that is 0, 6 minus 1, that is 5 and 2. You observe here, numerator is 125, denominator is 250. You can see that 250 is 2 times 125. If you find difficult, you can go on simplifying, dividing by 5. 5 2s are 5 5s are 5 5s are 5, like that also. But this number directly you can cancel. 125 one time, 125 two times. Or if you find difficult, you can divide by 5 again and again. Finally we arrive at the result tan inverse of half. Tan inverse of half, which is nothing but the right hand side. In the previous two problems, though, the numbers were smaller, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, like that I had given. In this one, because 7 by 24, you have to be careful about the arithmetical calculation. See, many students, though, they are little bit negligent and about the arithmetical calculation, they commit some mistake. So you have to be careful about this one, because if you just miss one minus sign or plus sign, no, the whole thing will go wrong. You will not be getting the correct answer for that one. Now let us move on to next problem. Here in the next problem, apart from this one result which I am using in the earlier three problems, I will be using one more result here, so that I can solve the problem. The next problem is 2 tan inverse half plus tan inverse of 1 by 7 should be equal to tan inverse of 31 by 17. 31 by 17. Now this is the problem. 2 tan inverse half plus tan inverse 1 by 7 equal to tan inverse of 31 by 17. See, look at that property. In that one, the coefficient of tan inverse x and tan inverse y is unity. That means that we don't have any number here. It is 1 into that number and 1 into the second function. Whereas here we are having 2. So that theorem cannot be applied directly here. First you have to try to write this in terms of tan inverse of something. Then only we can make use of the result. For that I am going to the property 5. What does it say? It says that 2 tan inverse x can be written as tan inverse of 2x divided by 1 minus x square. That is the fifth property. There are three results here. This is the first one. That is 2 tan inverse x can be expressed in terms of tan inverse of something. So first use that result, convert this, rewrite that one, then you can make use of the previous property. So let me start with the left hand side. For the first term, look here, in the place of x now I am having half. So how do you rewrite this one? Tan inverse of 2 into x, that means that 2 into 1 by 2, because the value of x is 1 by 2, divided by 1 minus x square. X square means half the whole square. Write the second term as it is. Don't make any changes in that one. Keep it as it is. Now here 2 and 2 they get cancelled. Tan inverse of 1 is remaining. Then write like this. Write 1 as it is. 1 by 2 whole square becomes 1 by 4 plus tan inverse of 1 by 7. Now here numerator you keep it as it is, denominator 1 minus 1 by 4. If you could directly write it, 1 minus 1 by 4, 1 minus a quarter is 3 by 4 or 3/4. If you find difficult, again you can take the LCM for the denominator and simplify. Let me take the LCM. 1 divided by, here 4 is the LCM, it is 4 minus 1 plus tan inverse of 1 by 7. Now you see that you know that the denominator, 4 is the denominator of the denominator which goes to the numerator. So this is tan inverse of that 4 goes to the numerator and 4 minus 1, that would be equal to 3. So tan inverse of 1 over that number now can be written as tan inverse of 4 by 3 plus tan inverse of 1 by 7. So what I have done here, I had made use of this result and simplified so that I can apply the previous result. Now it is of the form tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. So use the previous property. Tan inverse of x plus y, 4 by 3 plus 1 by 7 divided by 1 minus 4 by 3 into 1 by 7. So the same type of arithmetical calculation I am doing. Tan inverse of the LCM 3 into 7, that is 21. Now 3 7s are 7 4s are 28 plus 7 3s are 3 1s are 3. Denominator also the LCM is 21. Now 21 into 1, that is 21 4 into 1 minus 4. So here you can cancel 21 in the numerator as well as in the denominator. Now what is remaining? That would be equal to tan inverse of 28 plus 3 divided by 21 minus 4. Now what is the simplification of this one? 28 plus 3 is 31 and denominator it is 17. You observe that the right hand side was actually tan inverse of 31 by 17. So I can write it as the right hand side. Now here we applied the last property, fifth property once and wrote 2 tan inverse x as tan inverse of some function. Then only I can make use of the previous property or the fourth property to arrive at the right hand side. Now I told you in almost all the problems I am working in this session, I will be making use of this particular property tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. In the next problem, see in all this one we had only two terms on the left hand side. So either direct application of the property and I could get the right hand side. In the next problem, there are 4 terms on the left hand side. That is you have to prove this result, tan inverse of 1 by 5. Tan inverse of 1 by 5. Tan inverse of 1 by 5 plus tan inverse of 1 by 7 plus tan inverse of 1 by 3 plus tan inverse of 1 by 8. 4 terms are there on the left hand side. The right hand side, a standard angle has been given, that is pi by 4. So you have to prove that the simplification of the left hand side gives us an angle pi by 4. Now all of them are having positive sign, you can observe that. So the terms may be given in different order also. Now what I do is all the 4 I cannot take together. So what I do is when I start with the left hand side, you take 2 at a time. Applying the same result here, tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. The same property is used here, but we are applying that property simultaneously for 2 sets of functions. So this would be tan inverse of 1 by 5 plus 1 by 7 divided by 1 minus 1 by 5 into 1 by 7. The same thing you apply here also. Tan inverse of, same thing here, 1 by 3 plus 1 by 8 divided by 1 minus 1 by 3 into 1 by 8. Now let us do the simplification. Tan inverse of, what is the LCM? 7 5s are 35. So 5 7s are 7 into 1, 7 5s are 5 into 1. Similarly, the LCM for the denominator is also 35. So 135s are minus 1s are. So here this is the simplification. Let us come to the second term also. The same way we are simplifying. What is the LCM? 8 3s are 24 is the LCM. So 3 8s are 8 into 1 plus 8 3s are 3 into 1. Similarly, denominator also has got the same LCM, 24. So it is 24 1s are and this is minus 1. First cancel the LCM. 35 35 and 24 24 we are cancelling. Let us see what is remaining now. Tan inverse of, it is 7 plus 5, that is 12. 35 minus 1, that is 34. Come to the second term. Tan inverse of 8 plus 3, 11 divided by 23. Divided by 23. Now you observe that it is again of the form tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. So we have applied the same property once 2 times and again applying the same property for the third time here. So this problem you can expect for a 3-mark question, because in an inverse trigonometry function there is a maximum marks allotted. 1 mark question 1 you will be having, 2 mark question 2 and 3 mark question 1. So it can be given for a 3 mark question. But here one more simplification, because the numbers are quite big here, you can do the simplification. 2 6s are 2 17s are. So when a smaller number, it's easier to do the arithmetical calculation. Now tan inverse of 11 divided by 23. Now apply the same result here, apply the same property. Finally, tan inverse of 6 by 17 plus 11 by 23 plus 11 by 23 divided by 1 minus 6 by 17 into 11 by 23. So tan inverse of x plus y divided by 1 minus x into y. So we have to simplify this one, taking the LCM for the numerator as well as the denominator. Now be careful about the arithmetical calculation, because in this one the numbers are little bit bigger numbers have been given. The LCM for the numerator is 17 into 23, the product of the denominators. So it is 17 23 times you divide 23 into 6 plus 23 17 times 17 into 11. Similarly, denominator also LCM is 17 into 23, and here 17 into 23 minus 11 in 6 into 11. 6 into 11. Now first cancel the LCM. Now let us simplify first. Tan inverse of 6 into 23. 6 3s are 18, 1 carry, 6 2s are 12 plus 1, that is 13. So we are having 138. Next is 17 into 11. 17 into 11. So 11 7s are 77, 11 1s are 11 plus 1, 18. Okay. Next is multiply this one. 17 into 23. 17 3s are 51, 5 carried. 17 2s are 34 plus 5, that is 39. Minus 11 into 6, that would be 66. Now it is only arithmetical calculation. Tan inverse of, add them, 8 plus 7, 15, 1 carried, 1 plus 8, 9, 9 plus 3, 12, 1 carried, 1 plus 1, that is 3. Now subtract 11 minus 6, that is 5, and 8 minus 6, that is 2 and 3. So what do you see here? 325 and 325, they get cancelled. That would be equal to tan inverse of 1. You observe it is a standard value, one of the standard values, which is equal to pi by 4, that is the right hand side. So this you can expect, as I told you already, you can expect for a 3-mark question. Now that is either the direct application, here also the direct application only that number of ways we have applied is 3 times we have applied the same result. Now one more problem, let me try. Prove that this next problem, what I am going to prove now, can be expected for a 2-mark question, because comparatively it is easier. That is 2 sin inverse 3 by 5. You have to prove that 2 sin inverse 3 by 5 equal to tan inverse of 24 by 7. 24 by 7. Now here we are having only one term on both the sides, isn't it? In all the earlier problems, we had tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y form, okay? So that you could make use of the particular property. Whereas here, the left hand side is in terms of sine inverse, the right hand side is tan inverse function. So here, what we do is, we have to show that the left hand side is equal to right hand side, or in other, sometimes we rearrange the terms and start then again with the left hand side, arrive at the right hand side. Now let me make an assumption here. Let the sine inverse 3 by 5 be equal to theta, because you know as well that very well that always the inverse trigonometric function denotes an angle. So let this be equal to theta. That means, that implies that sine theta will be equal to 3 by 5. We have done such problems in the earlier session. When it is not a standard value, directly connect the angle. When it is not a standard value, you make an assumption and using the definition of the trigonometric function and framing the triangle. Framing the triangle, you can get the other side of the triangle using the Pythagoras theorem. Sin theta means opposite over the hypotenuse. Now what is remaining now? The other side or the adjacent side. So it is 5 square minus 3 square. 25 minus 9 is 16. Root of 16 is equal to 4. Now after this assumption, let us see what has happened to the problem. It is 2 theta is equal to tan inverse of 24 by 7. So this now the problem can be rewritten like this. In other words, if you take the tan inverse is there, ultimately we have to prove that. That is to prove that taking tan to the left hand side, tan of 2 theta is equal to 24 by 7. It is as good as proving this result. Say 2 sin inverse 3 by 5 equal to tan inverse of 24 by 7. I have rewritten in another way by making an assumption for this one and rewriting the given function, and it can be written as, see, 2 theta is equal to tan inverse 24 by 7 is as good as proving tan of 2 theta is equal to 24 by 7. Now let me start with the left hand side. Let me start with the left hand side and use the result tan 2 theta. Now start with the left hand side. It is tan of 2 theta. Now again we go back to first PUC, that is we have learnt about the multiple angle formula. What is tan of 2 theta is equal to 2 tan theta divided by 1 minus tan square theta. 1 minus tan square theta. Now come to the triangle here. See, theta, all the three sides are known now. See, it is a tan theta. How do you write the value of tan theta? What's the definition? It is opposite over the adjacent side. 3 by 4. Therefore, write the actual value. 2 into 3 by 4 divided by 1 minus 3 by 4 the whole square. Okay. Now here 2 1s are 2 2s are, you could cancel. The numerator becomes 3 by 2. Whole thing divided by 1 minus 9 by 16. 3 by 4 whole square is 9 by 16. Now for the denominator, let me take the LCM. What is the LCM? LCM is 16. 16 into 1, 16 minus 9. That is, let me simplify. It is 3 by 2 into, look here, 16 being the denominator goes to the numerator, and here 16 minus 9, that would be equal to 7. Now we can do some cancellation. 2 1s are 2 8s are, 8 3s are 24, and denominator we have got 7. That means this is equal to the right hand side. Okay. So when there are different types of function, you can make use of this property. That is, for this angle, you have to take it as theta. Then you can make use of the multiple angle formula which I learnt earlier, and using the definition of the trigonometric function and using the multiple angle formula, then you can arrive at the result. Okay. So here in all the five remaining, the first five problems actually, I had made use of the property directly, whereas here I had made use of the basic definition of the inverse trigonometric function and also the multiple angle formula, the definition of the trigonometric function here, and I have arrived at the right hand side. In the next session, I will work out some more problems which are a little bit different from this type of problems. Thank you.